Good morning, everyone. Good morning, all classmates who are watching this. We are the last group, which is the group 15. I am the first reporter for today, and Ms. Denise Estilio. And our topic for today is about assessment strategies that can increase motivation. First, make clear your learners' objectives every time. It's good if students are clarified on the objectives they are working on and the criteria that will be used in evaluating their learning. First, it's important that students will learn what the criteria and what the objectives they will be learning on to further motivate them in their studies. Second is make your students all the lesson objectives. Allow them to set their own personal learning targets based on the lesson objectives. Initially, their personal target may be lower than the learning target set for the class, but with the expectation that we will gradually bring them up according to their pace until their personal targets coincide with the class target. This will make them feel unthreatened and comfortable. So, students will be given the full autonomy on the learning objectives so that they will not feel somewhat unthreatened. They will feel unthreatened and comfortable with your teaching as well as the assessment that you have given. Next is engage your student in self-assessment. They have established their own target against clearly set lesson objectives. They are in the best position to determine if they have met their own targets in the class target objectives. So again, the students will be given self-assessments so that it will be clear, it will be best met in their own position during their time. Next is practice criterion reference assessment rather than norm reference assessment. Make your students compare their performance against established criteria, i.e., the learning objectives or target, not against other students' performance. Comparing a student's performance to the latter makes assessment better. So, before starting a activity or event in which it is criterion based, it is best to show them what is your criterion reference so that they will not compete with the other students and will be competing with themselves in order for them to improve. Next, if you are indeed criterion reference, then your assessment is certainly based on established criteria. Your learning target or objective. It has been observed, however, that a number of teachers set learning objectives but assess another. This leads to students' confusion and discouragement. Again, it's best that the teacher will show the students what their references are, how their criteria is based on, so that there will be no confusion on the latter agreement. 6. It inspires students to have mastery focus rather than performance focus. Set their hearts on lesson mastery for the love of learning rather than on scores, grades, and performance. If they fail to get an item or item at test, tell them not to worry and assure them that they will not regret until mastery. It is better that the students will be well focused on their mastery rather than their performance, because I myself am used to this, because I would rather learn through my mistakes than through my success. Because no person were ever successful from being successful rather than being able to fail. Have a growth mindset. Believe that your students can improve. Failure or wrong answer is welcome. Assure your students that they are not made that of themselves by wrong answer or a mistake. But most important is that they learn from their mistake and continuously grow and improve. Again, no person has been successful without ever experiencing failure. And so, first, the students should be encouraged to have a growth mindset and that they should focus on improving themselves, focusing on their weaknesses so that they will later on grow. Practice must be sensitive and constructive because assessment has an emotional impact. Bear in mind that performance marks, grades, as well as manner you communicate them to students can affect their self-confidence. Assessment should be constructive as much as possible. Judging students harshly to the point that they feel belittled or insulted will feel their spirit may lead them to have a negative view both of themselves and the subject. Again, constructive criticism is okay, but if too much, it will kill their fighting spirit, and so it will leave them less motivated as well as continue to have negative feedback on you as well. And so that leads to my reporting, and my partner here will continue my reporting.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cherry Yagana, and this is the continuation of our work. So number 9, it inspires students to have mastery focus rather than performance focus. Set their heart in lesson mastery for the love of learning rather than the score, grades and performance. If they fail to get an item in the test, tell them not to worry and assure them that they will be taught again at mastery. So, encourage mastery over performance. Teach students to focus on understanding the lesson, not just getting high grades. Help them love learning itself. If they make mistakes or fail, reassure them that it's pain, they will get more chances to learn and master the topic. So, next. Number 10, have a growth mindset. Believe that your students can improve. Failure or wrong answer is welcome. Assure your students that they are not made less of themselves by a wrong answer or mistake. What is most important is that they learn from their mistakes and continuously grow and improve. Promote a growth mindset. Believe that all students can improve. Mistakes are part of learning, not a sign of failure. Remind them that what matters most is the trial. Learning from errors and continuously getting better. Number 11, your assessment process must be sensitive and constructive because assessment has an emotional impact. Bear in mind that your comments, marks, and grades, as well as the manner you communicate them to students, can affect their self-confidence. Assessment should be constructive as much as possible. Judging students harshly to the point that they individual or insult will kill their spirit and lead them to have a negative view both of themselves and the subject. So be aware of emotional impact of assessment. This is repeated from number 8, how you give grade or feedback affects how students feel about themselves. Always make your comments helpful and encouraging, not harmful or harsh. Number 12, don't make the test too difficult to discourage students. Not too easy to make them complacent. An extremely easy to test, not challenging, while an extremely difficult test is discouraging. So make balanced tests. Test students too hard or too easy. A very easy test doesn't challenge students, while a very hard one can make them give up. Aim for a test that fair and encourages effort and learning. Last, communicate results feedback. A teacher facilitates learning by providing students with important feedback on their learning period. bloom adults and have things against them. So, give feedback clearly. After grading, tell students how they did and where they can do. Feedback helps them understand their strengths and weaknesses, making learning more effective. And that's all I report.